So, boys, I stay tuned. There's a gewaldige podcast. Rabbi Steve Geller does a gewaldige Zach, and that'll be coming out this week. Torah Giants on Chumash. Shalom Uvrach, and welcome to the weekly piece on the Parsha from Torah Giants on Chumash, written by Rabbi Elie Goodman, the Rabbi Emeritus of Yingazov Rockaway. Sit back and enjoy.
Welcome to Torah Giants on Chumash. I'm Steve Geller. We've all learned that the world was created for the Torah and for those keeping the Torah, and we accept that on its face. But shouldn't the physical world reflect this in some way? Well, we're going to look at two notable examples of this that will blow your mind. The Gemara in Kedushin famously tells us that Hashem does not reward or punish us in this world for either the mitzvahs or averas that we do. All reward or punishment is saved for the next world. But there are various passukim in the Torah like these that explicitly state that if we keep the commandments, the rains will come in their time, our crops will increase, our animals will increase, and everything that we have will increase. And of course, in other places like the Tochacha, the Torah goes into great detail of the pain and suffering that will come if we do not keep the commandments. So which is it? Is there reward and punishment in this world or not? Ramban asks, why is a covenant called a bris? He proposes that because the word bris is similar to the word brias, to creation, that covenants in this world include the world that was created and hosts the covenant. Maharal says that the Torah only mentions things that we can see with our eyes. That's why the Torah doesn't mention Olam Haba, because that's not something that exists in this physical world. This suggests that everything in the Torah are things we can see somewhere in the world. Rambam in Moreh Nevuchim explains that the world was actually created where the very laws of nature work in sync with the Torah, meaning the physical world that Hashem created, the laws of nature will respond positively to a Jew doing a mitzvah, and the physical world and laws of nature will respond negatively to a Jew doing an avera. This is a revelation, as it perfectly explains how the Gemara can definitively say that Hashem does not reward or punish in this world, but rather, Brias Ha'olam, the world was created so the very laws of nature work in sync with the Torah. One example of this is how we have seen for generations that when Jews are not in Israel, it's mostly desert land, unable to grow anything. But when the Jews return, we grow so many things, oranges the size of basketballs and some of the best grapes for wine in the whole world. But the amazing thing about this is we can actually see the physical evidence of this. The 1948 UN border between the Jewish portion of Israel and the Arab portion was called the Green Line. It's called the Green Line because when it was originally drawn on the map, they used a green marker. True story. But today, the Green Line is so much more. It's well known that if you go up in a helicopter, the Israeli side is green, it's growing vegetation, and the Arab side is brown, barren. Just amazing. That's one way to see the Torah manifest itself in this world, but there are others, and one of them is right here in our Parsha. And Yaakov dreamed of a ladder standing on the earth, with its top reaching the sky, and behold, angels of the Lord ascending and descending on it. The Beis Halevi points out that Bereshis Rabbah associates the ascending and descending angels with the heavenly representatives of the four kingdoms, the four powerful nations that would each torment us in Galus. Each foe ascends, but each is, quote, lower than his friend. The Beis Halevi explains, one nation's rise leads to another's fall, just as the ascent of certain angels precedes the descent of others. Hence the literal meaning of lower than his friend means lower because of his friend, the next descending enemy of Israel. Another Midrash in Bereshis Rabbah relates that a Roman governor familiar with the rules of history once asked an old Jew, "Who will seize the kingdom after us?" In reply, the rabbi wrote, and afterward his brother emerged, his hand gripping Esav's heel. The Roman remarked, old words from a new sage. So what's the meaning of this odd exchange? We Jews are unlike other nations, which rise and fall gradually and never again ascend the ladder of history. Though Esav, who is the kingdom of Edom, will rise very high, crushing us beneath his heel, but then Yaakov will yet seize that heel and topple Esav, and the relic of Israel will suddenly reemerge vibrant and fresh. Hashem assures Yaakov, your seed shall be downtrodden like the dust of the earth, but then suddenly you will burst forth in all directions. and in you and your seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. What will this toppling of Esav by Israel look like? Let's look at the blessing Yitzchak gave to Esav. Yitzchak, his father, replied and said to him, Hine mishmane haaretz, behold, the fatness of the earth shall be your dwelling, and of the dew of heaven from above. Rashi on this pasuk tells us when Yaakov's descendants grasp the heel of Esav in the future, Esav, in the form of Edom, will be occupying southern Italy. So let's review a few things for a moment because we're about to see an astonishing observation. We learn early on that the world, that creation itself, was done with the design from the Torah and for the purpose of observance of the Torah. Indeed, the world was created for those who observe Hashem's Torah, who were given the holiest place in all of creation, the Holy Land of Israel. So all of the prophecies would take place around and through the keepers of Hashem's Torah, around and through the Holy Land of Israel. All right, so now we're ready. In Sefer Kol HaTorah, Rabbi Elie Monk makes an amazing observation. Geographically, the location of the Holy Land, which seems to reach out its hand from the confines of the Mediterranean toward the heel of the Italian boot, Esav's domain, presents us with the best illustration of the Torah's words. What is Rav Monk talking about? Look at Edom in Italy and look at the coastline of Israel. Rav Monk points out that the bend in the coastline of Israel resembles a hand that is reaching to grasp at the heel of Esav in Italy, which is directly across the Mediterranean in the unique shape of a heel. The world was created for the Torah, so the physical world testifies that all the prophecies of the Torah are right there, out in the open. Just amazing. And you really can't keep this amazing Torah to yourself. That's why you should like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and most importantly, click the share button to copy the link to this video, allowing you to simply paste that link into emails, Facebook, texts, WhatsApp groups, or your social media of choice. You know they'll love you for it, and we will all be keeping the most important mitzvah, Talmud Torah.